Okay, we'll record the open, then we can close it off. Okay, the item that I'd like to propose a motion is I've had some. I know we closed off the trails. You know, we were quite unanimous in that decision. I think that we need to revisit that. I've had a discussion with our EMC director and Metro also, and what I'd like to propose, and I think this might sort of satisfy everyone, but I would like to propose that we pass a motion to open the trails by Friday, but subject to the input of the Southwest EMC director, the Metro Vancouver director, that's Brant, our fire chief, and the Lions Bay EMC coordinator. The reason I propose that is because, well, why don't we, that's the motion on the table. So do we have a second?
I'll second to put it on the floor.
Okay, so discussion, and I can lead off with that discussion if that's fine, and then we can go around the table briefly. Sure. Is that okay? Okay, I'll put myself. Marcus, would you like to go second?
No, I don't need to go second. No.
Would you like to go? Councillor Abbott, would you like to go second?
Whatever order, I don't care.
Okay. Councillor Cunliffe. Councillor Broughton. Councillor Reuter. Okay, so Metro has lowered the rating to low. I think in the brief discussions, I think it would be wise to revisit this possibly later in the week after we've got some input as a motion was proposed. We got some input from our Southwest director, from the Metro Vancouver director, and from the fire chief, and from our Lions Bay director. A rating right now is low in Metro. Fire risk is low. They're saying that if this continues by the end of the week, that there's a good possibility they would give us a recommendation, and maybe before that time to open up those trails. So I think with a long weekend ahead, I would like to at least give the citizens an opportunity, and the residents, and also some of the surrounding areas, an opportunity to reevaluate this. I think all of us have called short meetings. I would propose that this motion be put forward, and that we revisit this with the input of these agencies, and we make a decision on Friday or even Thursday, late Thursday, to reopen the trails. So that's my input. Councillor Abbott.
Yeah, you said the Metro rating is low. Would like to know what our rating is. I think it's still high. I think that's
no, it's actually low. I spoke with Metro director this morning, and it's been removed and changed to low because of the rain and also the drop in temperature. Okay.
Yes, I'm surprised by that. That's a pretty dramatic change for one small rainstorm. It doesn't normally happen that way, but okay. I guess your suggestion is we're going to revisit this later in the week when we have confirmation of the fire rating, etc. That's fine. If that's what the resolution is, we can revisit it later in the week.
Okay, I'll just read the motion again. The motion is to open the trails by Friday based on input from the EMC director, Southwest EMC director, Metro Vancouver, our fire chief, and Lions Bay EMC coordinator.
Okay. Who's Lions Bay EMC coordinator?
Phil Fulkerson. And perhaps I've got his.
He's the EPC, Emergency Planning Coordinator.
Okay, EPC. Thanks for correcting that.
Yeah, I'd prefer we got together and made that decision when we have the information one night. I mean, I think we made the decision for good reason. I think it worked really well, by the way, from what I've heard and from reports from the SARS guys and some flying over. It worked really well. It was very effective. Most people were supportive. So yeah, it was our decision to make. It wasn't made by the fire chief. So I think we need to make sure that we're comfortable in reversing the decision we made unanimously. So yeah, I think we should get back together to do that. once we get all these reports or information that you're suggesting, Ken.
Okay, I would suggest that we get feedback from these fellows before Friday, so probably Thursday, late Thursday, and then we revisit this with a meeting, and hopefully if they come back and they're favorable to opening the trails up, then we open them up for the weekend, long weekend. We can always close them off again in the future if things change, but this is just a motion to revisit this, so we may have to call a meeting if that's necessary, but I think it's worthwhile. Okay, Councillor Cunliffe. Sorry, Councillor Cunliffe, we can't hear you.
Sorry, too many notifications popping up. Yeah, no, that works for me. Revisit end of the week. If things change dramatically, I did make a statement in the press that we were, assessing this daily. So I think that's fair. So yeah, I'm in favor.
Okay, Councillor Brown.
Yeah, I think it's consistent with the message that we put out that we would review it, that it wasn't that based on accurate information. And I think we've got to respect, the people who, the experts in the field or whatever. I agree that it is our decision to make. I support the decision that we made. And part of that decision was that we would continue to monitor it. And we've told the public that we will do that. So this is absolutely consistent with that. So I support it.
Okay, Councillor Reuter.
Yeah, I'm just looking here. I mean, we've had a sprinkle of rain. Essentially, nothing's changed. I don't see anything in any of the metro postings here or provincially that says we're at a low fire rating. So I don't know where that's coming from. We have agreed to revisit this as necessary, but I don't see why we need to pass a resolution saying that we will revisit it. We will revisit it as necessary. So I think this is simply unnecessary, and I don't know where the information's coming from. You haven't shared any.
I shared that with you.
Excuse me, you haven't shared anything this morning by email. Haven't put anything on the table. I mean, if we want to revisit, we will revisit, but we don't need a special resolution saying we will revisit. So I review this as extraneous. It has, I don't see it as having much standing. We'll revisit as necessary. Be nice to see some information when I come to the table here, and for all of us, there's nothing here.
All right, Councillor Reuter, just to clarify, I did mention prior to making the motion that I spoke with the Metro representative, and he said they're at a low rating. So you have received that verbally, and this is all it is we're putting this on the table to be able to reverse this decision by Friday. Subject to these experts' feedback. So, any other comments from the councillors before we call the question?
No, just saying I have not received anything except the words you've spoken. I'm looking at the fire ratings here on the Metro site. Barnston, Barney, Boundary Bay, Aldergrove. I don't see anything low. So just, but go ahead.
Councillor Brown,
I just like to point out that it's 9:15 on Tuesday morning, and this information I believe was obtained this morning prior to this meeting. So I think it's as current as it can be, and I don't see that it was possible to distribute information beyond that. So I really appreciate the as up to date as the information is, and yeah, would move forward. Ask that we move forward with the motion.
Okay, I'll call the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Councillor Abbott, we can't hear you.
Sorry.
I think we had an aye from Councillor Cunliffe. Councillor Abbott, sorry. A or nay?
Mine's a nay. I'm not in favor of us making a conditional decision. I think we need to be together to make the decision with the information.
Okay, and Councillor Cunliffe was a yay, and that would be a yay from the mayor. So we have 3-2. We'll revisit this by late Thursday, Friday.
I didn't hear Jamie's vote, and I didn't speak a vote. I am nay for the same reasons.
Jamie, did you give a yay or nay? I thought I heard a yay.
Yeah,
Can you
I'm in
clarify?
the affirmative. I would like to see information that would be helpful when we revisit. And I was under the understanding that we were going to make this decision together as a council to reopen. So that decision's not going to be made by the EPC coordinator or the fire chief, or based upon information from them, we'll take into account, but we're the ones ultimately that will be making the decision. Is that my understanding? Is that correct?
Correct. The motion is to open the trails by Friday based on input from the Southwest EMC director, the Metro Vancouver representative, the fire chief, and Lions Bay EPC.
To clarify, you're putting the decision to reopen in the hands of experts as opposed to council. Read your motion again.
No, the decision is always the council.
Read your motion again.
The decision is always the council.
Read your motion again.
Well,
subject to
clarify.
The motion has been passed.
If you would, yeah, the motion's been passed. You've already turned it down. Okay, we'll move to the next item. And that is a motion to move into the closed portion of the meeting, subject to section 90.1. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
I'm sorry, who moved? Who seconded?
Councillor Reuter.
Okay, sorry. Second.
Okay, all in favor? Opposed?
Aye.
Okay, we'll close off the meeting to the public. And I'll stop the recording. Pause. Here. Pause, yeah. Okay, welcome back to the open portion of the Lions Bay meeting, this 29th of August. And coming out of the close, the council would like to just provide a brief update. The council has agreed to terms and an offer of employment for a new CAO. We look forward to updating the community as soon as possible. Thank you very much. Are there any in the gallery that would like to ask any questions? I think we had a Q&A at the end. No, if not, we'll take a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you very much.
Thank you for making this happen this morning, everyone.
Thank you all.